Hey guys, Kevin here. I am the owner and operator of multi 6 and 7 figure firms in Canada, and I wanted to bring up something that I have noticed. And what I've noticed is that I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but when you have your designation, you are sitting on a gold mine. And it's funny because I've noticed quite a number of accountants, CPAs or CPA students, are not 100% aware of this fact. And I find it a little bit mind-boggling, and the reason why is because, God, all the hard work that we've done to get that designation and all the continual professional development we have to do, and the rules and the regulations, and you can't do this and you can't do that. My God, the designation has got to work for you. And it's funny because what I find is a lot of accountants don't get the most out of their designation that they can or that they should. I'll give you an example. When you take over a firm, and depending on the size of the firm, but you would be blown away by the amount of hidden potential work that is within that firm. I can tell you this, in the first year of taking over a firm, it's not unusual to find 40, 50, 60, 70,000 extra dollars worth of in-depth tax work or estate planning work. And you know what? Throw in the in-depth and the estate planning work, and you can quite easily go up from there. But a lot of people are not aware when they review their files or they see what their clients are all about, or they get an idea of the age of the client or the assets of the client or whatever the case may be. They're just not aware of the potential tax planning opportunities that are out there. And it's funny because when I first started, I was in a similar boat. I wasn't aware of everything. I knew how to complete a tax return, and I had staff who would also complete tax returns, and I would review it, and 2 + 2 = 4, and you owe $1, and everything was great. But after taking the CPA in-depth tax program, and after getting my trust and estate practitioner designation, I started to know what to look for beyond just completing a corporate tax return or a personal tax return. And it's actually quite amazing. Just as an FYI, I can drum up upwards of $120,000 to $150,000 every single year based on in-depth tax planning or estate and trust tax planning. That's just above and beyond your regular corporate returns, personal tax returns, and that type of thing. But at the time when I first got into public practice, you see, I had spent roughly 15 years in industry, and then when I made the transition into public practice, like I said, of course I could do all the corporate tax returns and personal tax returns. That wasn't an issue, but I was not aware of all the intricacies that are involved in the in-depth tax, the reorganizations, the estate freezes, the trust and estate planning, all that stuff that's involved in that. And if I had a go-to person who was fully aware of how all that stuff worked, holy Toledo, I could have started generating upwards of like I said, $80,000, $90,000 to $150,000 in extra tax work every single year. I could have started generating that like right away versus having to take all that. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but the CPA in-depth tax program, that's a 3-year program. The trust and estate practitioner designation, that's a 2-year program. So there's 5 years right there of taking those programs in order to be able to offer your clients the kind of services that many of them require, and they're not even aware of it. Of course, they're not aware of it. They don't know tax. They don't know what's out there in terms of how a family trust may assist them in their income splitting or purifying their company to make it a qualified small business corporation, so they can take advantage of the lifetime capital gains exemption of $1.250 million per shareholder. They don't know how they can amplify or multiply the lifetime capital gains exemption. Many of them think that if you are a CPA, you're like every other CPA, and you know what the guy across the street knows, which, as a CPA, we all know that's not the case. So what I decided to do when I found out, or not found out, when I experienced all this, call it hidden treasure if you want, all this extra hidden services that your clients will love you if you can bring it to their attention, and believe me, they will gladly pay for you to get them in a position that will ultimately benefit them. And the one rule of thumb that I have with my firms is that, look, I have got so much work, I am not into make work projects. I am not going to go and talk to one of my clients about saving them $1,000 and have it cost them $2,000 in order for me to do that. I don't need the work, and they don't need the headache. When I talk to a client, I talk to them about being able to save them tens of thousands of dollars in tax, or being able to income split, or whatever the case may be. I don't talk to them about nickels and dimes. And when I do talk to them about saving them tens of thousands of dollars in income tax, they're more than happy to pay my bill. And my bill is not nickels and dimes either. It's, we're talking anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000. But in order to justify that kind of bill, they are saving. I mean, my bill at the end of the day, if you were to look at it in regards to the tax savings, my bill is nickels and dimes compared to what they're saving. But where I'm going with this whole thing is that unless you've taken the in-depth tax course, or unless you're a trust and estate practitioner, you're not really going to know where all these little hidden gems are. You're not going to really be able to, you're not going to have the insight to know whether or not you're sitting on a gold mine. So one thing that I decided to offer is, if you are a member of our 7-figure accountant blueprint program, boy, that's a mouthful and a half. If you are a member, you get access to this service unlimited. So for example, if you've got an in-depth tax question, give me a shout. Let me know what the scenarios, give me the fact pattern, and I'll let you know whether or not there's something there. If you have a client and you've just completed their year end, and you've got a feeling that there might be some tax planning opportunity there, but you're not 100% sure, call me. I'll take a look at it. It's no cost to you if you're a member, and we can plan from there. And if it turns out there is a tax planning opportunity, and let's say a regular retail bill is $15,000 to $20,000, and if you are a member of our 7-figure accountant blueprint program, then you are going to get that work done at a reduced rate. And what that does for you is, let's just say, for sake of argument, let's say it's $20,000 worth of in-depth tax work, and you're a member. We will do that work at a reduced rate. So let's say we do that work for $15,000. You can then turn around and you can bill your client the going rate of, let's say, $20,000. I've got no issue with that. If you're a member of our program, you get the reduced rate, and then whatever you decide to bill your client from there, that's up to you. But I can tell you, the information that you bring to your clients in regards to their tax savings, they're going to love you for it. I have not once had a client complain about my bill after I delivered to them what their tax savings are going to be if we were to do a reorganization, or if we were to set up a trust, or whatever the case may be. In fact, I'll give you a quick example. I had one client whereby it looked like they were going to be on the hook for roughly $100,000 in tax. We were able to do a reorganization, and before we got going on it, he asked me, so, well, what are my costs going to be for this? And my response to him is, does it really matter? I mean, my fees, okay, let's say my fee's $5,000. Let's say it's $7,000. Is that good? Does that even factor into the fact that I just saved you upwards of $100,000 in tax? And his response was, he laughed and he said, yeah, you're right. Obviously not. And the reason I can have those conversations with my clients is because they know I'm not into nickel and diming. I'm not into make work projects. If I bring something to my client's attention in regards to tax savings, it's because there's genuine tax savings to be realized. And my invoice, in order to realize those tax savings, are going to be it's going to be nickels and dimes compared to the savings that you're going to realize. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there and let you all know that, look, when I first started in this industry, my God, if I had an in-depth tax specialist or a trust and estate practitioner in my back pocket, that would have made things so much easier. Even if it's just clarifying something, like how do you set up goodwill on a Section 85? Whatever the question might be, it's always good to have someone in your back pocket who knows how things work. And like I said, there's no issue getting a hold of me. And if you are a member of our 7-figure accountant blueprint program, then you get free and clear access. Okay? So if anybody has any questions, again, my name is Kevin. Give me a shout. All my information is in the link below, and I'd be happy to have a chat with you. Talk to you guys later.